You are going to be using that photo of the chicken to actually create a very nice digital illustration of a chicken. And you are going to be using the pen tool for that and then putting it onto a photo background. And as you are working on that, you are going to be using at least 14 different colors and shapes for your chicken. And you're going to make sure that all the colors are really accurate by using the eyedropper tool. So I think by now you guys can figure out how to download the chicken image and bring it into Photoshop. And now that I am here, the first thing I'm going to be doing is clicking on the pen tool. I make sure that it is on shape. And for this assignment, you are going to be creating shapes on the chicken that match up with the colors of the chicken. So for example, the beak is that lightish color. We see a lot of red around the face. We see a black eye. And then in the feathers, we see very, very faint different colors also. So like right here, it's much darker. Right here, it's pretty yellow. His head is lighter. His tail and like left-hand side are much lighter. We see that wing. We see different colored feet. And so you have to be creating different shapes for each of those different colors that you see. I'm going to create my first shape right here. And as soon as I click, you want to make sure that created a new shape layer in the layers panel. I am going to click around my chicken, sort of following, I mean, it's hard to tell, but I'm just going to follow along with that yellow feather color that I see, doing my best. And I'm just creating these like little points to make it look more chicken-like. It's hard to see it now, so I'm gonna turn down the opacity on that shape. And like, you know, it's hard to tell where exactly this shape ends, so I'm just gonna do my best. And when I get to the end, I am going to either turn down the opacity to 0 or click the eyeball to make sure that nothing is in there. And I'm now going to choose the right color. So to choose my color, I double click this right here in the layers panel. The eyedropper tool is automatically selected, and I'm going to click somewhere inside of where that shape was to choose the right color for my chicken. And I mean, the chicken's not a solid color, so everywhere I click, it's going to be a slightly different color, but I just choose one that I think looks right. And then I'm going to click the eyeball again, turn my opacity up all the way, and that is my first layer for the chicken. Wow, it looks really bad up here. You guys do a better job than that. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to do one more layer for the chicken. I'm going to click the background layer and click the shape tool, or sorry, click the pen tool again. And I'm just going to, I don't know where I'm going to do. I'm just going to really fast create like a little wing over here. Okay, so I am going to, just like sort of click around my chicken. I want to make sure as I'm doing this that like my shapes are overlapping. I don't want any like weird gaps in my chicken. So I'm sort of like doing it on top of that other layer. I'm going to do a little curve, click and hold it down, let go, hold down the Option key, bring that point back in. And I will do maybe like one more curve over here. Click and hold it down, let go, Option key, click and bring that point back in. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click on the eyeball, double click this color selection, click the color that looks good, click OK, and then click my eyeball to turn it back on. Okay, so this is what I have so far for my chicken. I'm going to stop there. I think you guys get the idea. When you completely finish, you should have, again, 14 shapes, different colors. Every single part of that chicken should be filled in. And you are going to hit the eyeball to hide the background photo. And when you hide the background photo, everything should be overlapped like it is here. You don't want any spaces. You don't want any like weird things showing. And from here, I now need to make, I'm just gonna, for me, I'm just gonna finish here and show you guys what to do at the very end. And I now need to select my background image. It can be anything you want. It does not have to be a farm. When you do your Google search and you are on Google Images, you want to go to Tools, Size, and Large to make sure that you are searching for big images. And when you find one that you like, click it to make sure that it's opened up. Wait for it to load completely. This still looks blurry. I'll try this one, and then drag it onto the desktop, and from there drag it into the Photoshop icon on your dock, and that will create a new tab with that picture. I need to find my original chicken again. Here it is. And again, to get these layers onto my new background picture, I need to click on either the top or bottom layer, hold down the Shift key, click the opposite, the top or bottom layer from there, and then I'm going to click and drag those layers into my background image tab. Okay, and from here, I need to click Command T, transform. I want to make my chicken bigger or smaller, and so I'm going to do that by, by holding down the Shift key to keep it the same size so it doesn't get weirdly stretched out. And then I can click the Move key to move my chicken where I want it to go. And when you guys figure out where to place your chicken, make sure it's placed in like somewhere on the picture that makes sense. Don't just like randomly dump your chickens in the sky on the image. Like figure out like where they can nicely go to look good in your picture. And I'm going to show you an example that Merlin made last year. Her picture looks great. And in this, you guys can see that her chickens are super detailed. They have a whole bunch of colors, a whole bunch of shapes. They look very realistic. And they're all resized and very nicely placed to fit in with her background picture. I think that is it. Good luck.